as I said before, I just met most of you today for the first time. I haven't been to your house. I don't know what you're doing. How dare me put this up? Because after 22 years, what actually happens is that this is true for most people, most clients that we have seen over the years. And how do we get gentle with this conversation for people to help them to get off the cage of the hypnosis? So let me describe it to you in detail. So here it is. You're born, and then they tell you to get an education. So you start getting an education. Yeah? Why you get an education? Come on, let's move it quick.
So you can get a good job.
Get a good job. So you get an education so you can get a good job. So education, our ancestors were mostly peasant farmers. So if you're born into the landowners, you are rich. If you're born into a family and they own land, you're automatically rich. Got that? If you're born to a family and you don't own the land, you live in somebody else's land, you cultivate the land, you take some for yourself, pay the bulk of it in tax. You guys got that? And humanity was like this for a long time. So then they start figuring out, whoa, the trading starts to become possible, and then the Industrial Revolution became possible. When the Industrial Revolution hit us, people start saying, go and get an education, get off the land, go and get an education so you can be a mechanic, you can be a supervisor. So education is what prospers me. Do you understand that? So now I'm prospering because I'm getting educated to get a good job. Boom, right? So now I'm getting a good job. So far so good. And then people said, hey, get a very good education because then you become an accountant. Right. You become a doctor. Yeah. You become those high elite conversations, right? So it starts to become this. But something else is happening. What? So you get an education and then you get some point and you meet someone special. Right? Someone along, you get an education, and then you get a job. Boom. The moment that you get a job, you start matching your income to your expenses. So, check this out. So if your first job is $50,000, how much do you spend on the first year? $50,000. And then you take it to $60,000, you spend $60,000. And then you take it to $110,000, and your education is there, and your promotions, and you work really hard. And now you take it to $200,000, and you spend $200,000. And then you're like, I want to take it to $300,000, and you spend. So I want you to know that over the years, what we notice is people show up and they spend what they earn. It's almost like a software. You must spend what you earn. Okay. Right? So people get an education, get a job, start being and then you meet your significant other. You fall in love. Do you want to move in? Of course, there's a bunch of meetings between meeting and then say, do you want to move in? There's a bunch of other meetings that take place. They're supposed to be funny. It didn't land. And you know. But the thing is, you meet somebody, you like them, you take them for coffee, to the movies, to dinner. Nah. Do you want to move in? Yeah, I'll move in. And then, get this, one day you take the wrong aisle at the supermarket. And there's all the baby stuff. And you get all like, oh wonderful. Months later, you have a baby. And the thing is, you think the baby's beautiful. Most people don't, but you do. And why do you feed the baby? Because it looks like you. Think about it. Woo! Huh? And then you say, let's do another one. Yay! But something at that moment really happens that most people don't pay attention to. The moment that the baby is born, there is a level of seriousness and a level of, okay, now I'm a parent. I really have to get serious now and buckle up and, get that promotion. Yeah. Watch the software. For most people the moment the first child is born, and I was talking about this yesterday, there is a collapse between those two words, investment and education. The first moment you have a baby, the two words investing and the word education, if you look at the dictionary tonight, the definition for the two words, they don't even come close. Right? Education is this, investment is that. But for most adults in the Western world, the moment you have a child, you're already predisposed for this to happen. Right? You will collapse the two words, investment and education. You collapse the two of them. But now you're going to work your butt off to educate those kids. You're going to show up earlier, stay later, and work. So now you're really locked in to matching your income to your expenses. Much more deeper now because you have your kids. And you keep living your life, right? And here's where this becomes incredibly dangerous. Or not. It's just what is, right? Is that you seek security on pay rises. People feel secure when they get a pay rise. So you go and see the boss. Yes, it's that annual moment and it says you're doing well. We're going to pay you a bit more. And you go, woo! There is actually a shot of adrenaline that goes into your system, your blood system, and actually collapses in your brain, telling you, yeah, I made it. So it's once a year you get that pay rise. Oh, you're self-employed. It's when you go see the accountant. You go see the wizard. We don't refer to accountants as accountants. We call them wizards, and we understand during the day why. But here's the thing. When you go see the accountant says, yes, your business is doing good. It's better than last year. Right. Can I pay myself some more? Yes, you can. That's your pay rise. And you feel secure. Please notice, most people feel secure when they get a pay rise. Because they are indoctrinated that if I get a pay rise, I get a better lifestyle. And if I get a better lifestyle, then my kids will go to a better school, better holidays, better this. Now, people keep leaving this conversation until their kids. Oh, by the way, how long does it take to spend a pay rise? 6 minutes. Honey, we're going on holiday. Just got a pay rise. It takes 6 minutes. It takes 6 minutes. Right? Because the indoctrination is real. Got a pay rise, I'm going to spend it. I've got to spend it. So I want you to know the wealth creation. It's a slogan people use it. But people actually don't know how to get rich for real.
It's true.
And because I'm in this gig. I'm matching my income to my expenses. I work for money. Money doesn't work for me. It's underneath this hypnosis. So now, what is actually happening is this. People are genuinely confused. The word confused is real about wealth and lifestyle. So if you met a guy, and we have clients that come and they own 300 grand a year, 350 grand a year, and they have expensive shoes and expensive, because they match in their income to their expenses. And they are even like, oh, I'm doing well. Got it. You may have good income. I'll tell you something. Everything being equal, they're spending it all. And what actually happens is like this. The moment that you have a baby, we're going to buy a house now. It's the right thing to do, right? And politicians get voted in and out about, the new premier. This is like she walks in first day says, we're going to now work on people being able to buy the houses. You're watching the hypnosis at play. It's like, really? Really? Is that the best thing? But you understand that there is social agreement. I am not judging them down. I'm not judging them up. It's just what is. I'm just observing. Okay. Because I'm going to get educated. I'm going to get my pay rise to a point I can buy a house, and I'll buy a house. Now check out these people, how they go. I'm going to be working my butt off, trying to get the pay rise, educate my children. I'll buy a house. I keep paying the house off. Get this. And when my kids, and I'm in my 50s now, and my kids are about to leave the house, then I'm going to say, hey, how am I going to land this thing? And you still have a mortgage. Oh, damn it. How am I going to land my financial expense? How am I going to live? So start to adjust that you're going to have to work a little longer. Maybe you're not going to retire at 65, 67, 72. Or maybe I'll have to work until I'm 75. Got it. Why? Because I'll be matching my income to my expenses. Educating my children, buying my house, and I got his. And when you're in your 50s, you then go to a financial advisor. And this is exactly what you're going to say. And if you don't say it, it's going to be implied. You're going to sit in the financial advisor's office. You're going to tell them your story. And somewhere along the line, you're going to say, I'm conservative. Conservative. I'm conservative. This is what you're going to say. I'm conservative. The truth is, you don't know what you are. You never played. You may freaking be a genius. Investor, and you don't know. So imagine if there was a genius pianist inside of you, but your house never had a piano. You don't realize this is pianist that lives inside of you, but it never came out. Just didn't have access to the piano. Right? It works like that because the hypnosis, and then we go, boom, how am I going to, this is the majority of people we know. And it's producing a result. Breaking through the hypnosis is extremely important. When we take clients across Australia, from Darwin to Brisbane to Perth to Melbourne, this is the average Australian. They are 46 years of age. That's average, taking everybody in, okay? So if I was to just put Sydney in here, the numbers will move up a little bit. The numbers will be interesting. If we just put Sydney, it'll be 1.1 million. Mortgage, get this, 700. You guys got that? And super won't move up too much either. But this is taking absolutely all the Aussies in, okay, to the demographics. So here's the deal. You meet a 46-year-old, yep, my house is worth 800, got a mortgage of 400, yep. Why is that the case? No one's going to say, because I'm hypnotized to do that. Well, I'm indoctrinated to do that. That's the result of matching my income to my expenses, educating my kids at 46. So here's the question. How can you be 46 years of age? You have been working for 26 years and you still have a mortgage. What's happening? Oh, what are you talking about, man? That's everybody I know. Yeah. So I want you to understand there is social agreement that that's the case. So if you are in the pool, by the way, we are not penguins. We're not. And penguins survive because they live in groups and they do what each other do. Does it make sense? But if you are, there is incredible social agreement. That's the case for most people. So when I say to you that people generally confuse between lifestyle and wealth, is that they keep matching their lifestyle may be very high, but their wealth is something else. Lifestyle comes from income. Lifestyle is lifestyle, wealth is wealth. Now get this, lifestyle does not produce wealth, but wealth produces lifestyle. And when we do the financial wealth check for people and say, hey, let's have a look at your numbers, no judgment. Why? Because this is most people you know are doing this. Let's have a look. And those numbers come up, and I want you to know after 22 years, you start to understand that that's the path people are going. Right? Into. So you go like, got it. So now, I'm going to say something really heavy. The default permission for most people you know is to one day pay the house off. The only genuine wealth creation you have in your mind is to educate your children, get this, and when I get to the end, my house is paid for. If you don't think about these things, and because you are here, we're altering all of that for you. And if you get this, other members of your family will get it. So most people, permission, the only wealth they actually have, is their own home. It got so bad that the government said, hey man, let's put the monkey on the back of all the employers. Let's call it superannuation. Do you employ people? Sure. Now you have to pay a percentage of their salary into this box because they're not going to take care of themselves. So we need to put policies in place because at the end of the day, people only have, how much have I got in super? You ask people, how much have you got in super? If the kids are still at home, do you know what they're going to say? I don't know. But if the kids left the house, the hypnosis is real. The moment the kids leave the house, they go, how am I going to land this thing? Oh, how much have I got in super? By the way, have you ever been to a party and you met somebody and you actually don't like them and you would like to get rid of them? Politely? Yeah. Oh, you do. Oh, you got to. So if you're at a party and you bump into someone and you go, oh, not him again. Not her again. All you got to do to get rid of people politely is to say, so how's your super? They will leave you in 30 seconds. Because they go like, there is now and again, you may say to somebody, so how's your super?